So the Antiquitech, I don't know enough about the Tartarium narrative, Tartarium material. I don't. It's not something I really research. But I have noticed that you, John Levy, and Robert Seifer have posted some really interesting pictures showing these iron or copper cables that come off these buildings and just go straight into the ground. Straight in the ground. Well,
okay, well, there was the argument that there are some of them that are obviously lightning conductors. Okay, but that doesn't mean to say that they're not grabbing electricity and utilizing it.
Right.
Yeah, and I fitted these things myself. They are large copper rolls that just comes on the side.
Well, I'm not talking about the ones that are obvious lightning rods.
Oh, right.
I'm talking about the ones that show that they don't go up to get lightning. They come out the ground and they seem to go into the buildings.
Yeah.
Like they're pulling information.
Yeah, exactly. And the Colosseum as well also they removed, I think it was the late 1700s, hundreds and hundreds of tons of metal that was around the entire of the Colosseum. They removed all of that metal. Okay, so this thing was a device at some stage, not what they think it was.
So what you're proposing is a Colosseum made of stone, filled with people, and it's got all this metal in it. That's almost like an antenna.
So I don't think it was actually filled with people like the way they say.
The amphitheaters?
No.
Okay.
No. Amp means two purposes. Okay. Now amp, like electricity amp.
Yes.
Okay,
right.
so we think that amphitheaters had two uses. They could have used for some sort of augmentive sound resonance that could produce a charge, if that makes any sense.
Yes, it does.
Sound can produce a charge.
Well, at Malta, the Hypogeum has a chamber with an amphitheater cut into the stone.
That's
and one speaker
good example.
They said they created energy by singing.
Speaking the energy, yeah.
So that's interesting.
The Colosseum, basically I proposed it was a water tower, okay, to feed, because of its height, it could have fed all of Rome, okay, from basically because it's so high. From water pressure would have brought it up into all of the houses. There was a thick layer of sand at the bottom of the Colosseum. They'd like to tell you it was for gladiatorial purposes or to throw a few thousand Christians to the lions for them to be eaten. This is really what they want you to think.
And I don't know if you're aware of this, but I did a deep dive on like Fox's Book of Martyrs,
right?
And I did, almost all that's falsified. Almost every bit of those Christian records about being thrown to the lions, how the Romans did all that, every bit of that was invented by the church. None of that is in the actual contemporary Roman records, Roman historians. No one mentions it of all the surviving Roman texts, and it's only found in Roman Catholic documents.
So so the metal around there. So what I proposed is it was a type of Searle device. So basically water structuring, using magnets around it. So I do this myself for my water. I magnetize vortex water. Yeah, if you can, and it's just the properties of water when they change and you make it alive, living water, you call it. And I think that's what they were doing. I think that they just had advanced water coming out of these, because everything in the Roman classical world is about water features and water pouring out of these lion heads.
Yeah, all the statues, all the fountains.
Everything is about water. Well, it's the Phoenicians in my head. This is the maritime tradition with them. But that water was structured water. This is really keeping people in a really good state of well-being. And I think that's what they were doing.
So structured water as opposed to the hard water we get now that goes through all these right angles, all these...
Well, Victor Schauberger, as a German scientist, that proposed, but magnetizing water is literally, the water we got now is water with the water taken out.
Wow.
Okay, super water. Even when I was on the hangout before with John Levy, he said that he tried one of these special magnetized waters, and he said he felt literally ecstatic and fantastic for days after from water.
Okay.
And I've been to some towns in the world when I've seen the environment or the community all glowing and all looking really, really well and healthy, and I think to myself, well, there's probably something in the water, and then you find out that they're all drinking out of the local spring water. So it's definitely what is in the water.
I'm gonna have to magnetize my coffee.
Use neodymium magnets if you can, just vortex it like that.
So you put magnets. Just put them in proximity
Yeah,
to the.
just proximity. Say the bottom of the glass, one around. Just dot them around. One by there, one by there.
Okay. It don't have to be in the liquid.
No.
Okay.
No, just around it, and vortex it, and just leave it there for 10 minutes, and it will magnetize. And
Not a
vortex.
metal container though.
Not metal container.
Use like porcelain, like
porcelain.
this.
Yeah, porcelain's great anyway because it's got conductive properties.
Well then, learn me something new every day.
There you go. Ka-ching.
Living waters are divine. Yes, they are, Jamie Robbins.
Yeah.